And that ring talk with him is his biggest takeaway that he doesn't have
Yeah.
towards his legacy. So
The thing
I
is,
can see.
this is probably his only chance to get a ring this year.
These niggas tackle, I'm bringing a pack. I'm a roller with stars and I'm smoking on platinum. Got my eye on the prize so I don't do distractions. I'm coming back.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Today I'm just not feeling. I don't feel it. Yo, what it do? It's your boys, Juice and Lou, and we back here with another episode for y'all. You already know what it is.
Another one.
Now, before we dive into this question, it's trivia time. You already know what it is, man. We got a question for you. Pop up in 3, 2, 1, boom. You see it down below. J. Lou, go ahead and read it. If some people, yeah, go ahead and read it out. We got
so
you.
The question today is, out of the 16 seasons Chris Paul has played in the NBA, how many times has he missed the playoffs? Go ahead, leave them answers down below.
Down below. The person who gets it right gets a shout out next episode. But without further ado, speaking of Chris Paul.
Yeah.
We back with it, man. What I say? I said the Suns win, series is over. And it's looking like it. Denver, they came in. They didn't look like they wanted the ball. Well, except for Jokic, MVP. Except for him. Shout out to him, though. He was the only one that balled. So, J. Lou, what happened last night? What's going on? What's your take on it?
Well, kind of obvious. It looked like they quit after they were getting blown out. The third quarter, that was probably the biggest difference between the points. They lost at 34-25 that quarter. The Suns pretty much held the lead the entire game. I think they were up 20 at the half or 19 at the half. And the Nuggets, they just struggled offensively this game. Michael Porter Jr., 3 for 13. You got to play better, Jamal Murray, for the Nuggets to win this, they got to have him at least average 18 like he did last series. At least 18. Aaron Gordon, he only shot 7 times. He only played 20 minutes, though. So he didn't get a lot of forward production.
Right.
Of course, they were getting blown out. Jokic, he only played 30 minutes because they were getting blown out. But he put up 24, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, which is pretty good numbers, for Jokic. But he's going to have to be a little bit better. He's going to have to average the numbers he did against the Trailblazers with the 30-plus points, the 11 rebounds, the 6 assists a game type numbers for them to have a chance at coming back and winning.
Right.
Guard play, it's very suspect. Like I said, without Jamal Murray, they don't have a lot of options. Right. Austin Rivers and Campazzo, they shot 3 for 12 combined, 2 for 9 from downtown.
That's crazy, bro. That's
one
crazy.
Good sign though is Will Barton did come back, and he didn't look that bad last night. 16 minutes, 4 for 8. Didn't shoot the 3 pretty well. 2 for 5. Finished with 10 points. So Will Barton, he was a plus for them. Getting him back, I think that's going to help them. I think this will help them in the series. And the last guard I want to talk about is Monte Morris. The dude who had 28 points against the Trailblazers. I think either the closeout game or the game where Lillard had 55. He only scored 3 points this game in 22 minutes. Shot 1 for 7. So their guards, like I said, very mediocre to bad right now. They don't have a backup guard that can play and give you production like Jamal Murray. So the series is looking out of hand. It's looking out of hand. I did have the Nuggets to win, but man, Phoenix, Chris Paul's leadership is something else. He's getting these boys to play. Last game, it was a balanced scoring attack once again. Jay Crowder had double figures. Mikal Bridges double figures. DeAndre Ayton double figures. Devin Booker double figures. Chris Paul double figures. And their whole starting lineup had over 10 points. And then Torrey Craig off the bench at 10.
Right.
So they were getting production all over the floor. It's just this Nuggets defense, they're not really a good defensive team anyways.
Right.
And it's looking really bad right now. There's only one good sign for the Nuggets is that they are going back to Denver. It is a little harder to play in Denver because of the altitude, of course. So we'll see if Phoenix can win a game in Denver, which with the momentum they got right now,
right.
Be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. And shout out to Chris Paul, put up 17 points, 15 assists, 0 turnovers, which is very impressive. Very impressive for a guard like him. So, yeah, this Chris Paul, he's looking like an MVP version of himself. Old Chris Paul looks like he's fully healed. And hopefully for my Nuggets, they can show up at home because that's the only chance they have because they're not shooting well on the road. They shot 14 for 43 from downtown, which is 32%. Only shot 40% on the game.
Awful.
So this could be a blowout game 3 for the Suns, or Nuggets could make it interesting.
Yeah. One thing about the Nuggets is, like you said, they're shooting too much. They're shooting way too much. I think at halftime they're like 4 for 23 from 3. Like the free throws in 2 games, I don't think they've reached 15. I don't think they've reached 15 free throws.
They shot 20 free throws. Denver shot 20 last night.
Oh, they
shot 17.
I mean, but that's was like they started being aggressive too late. You gotta come out the gate getting to the free throw line. You gotta go. You have to go. Like you gotta do what the Suns are doing. Play to them. Play to them. Because obviously your game isn't working. People saying play your game. Obviously your game is getting you blown out, shooting too much. Because they shot 47% from 3. They was hot. It looked like from beginning to end, it was the Suns' game from the jump. It wasn't even close. Like you said, Campazzo, 1 for 7, 1 for 5 from 3. Michael Porter Jr., I said he's the X factor in this series before it started. He's the X factor in this series. No Jamal Murray, Jokic he's going to get his. You remember how he got hot against Portland? Like 6 threes in the first quarter?
Yep.
Gonna be good or he'll be bad. But you gotta be that's cool when Jamal Murray's there. Now that he's not there, you gotta be good every single game. You can't be good some days off that. You gotta be good every single time, or you're gonna get blown out like this. They almost lost by 30. By 30. I know the MVP. I know he's sick. 6 players on the Suns, like you said, double figures. And none of them had to even score over 20 points. None of them scored over 20 points. Let me tell you all these plus minuses, because it's crazy. These plus minuses, man. Mikal Bridges, 28 plus minus. Plus,
Very good.
Plus minus for Jay Crowder, plus 20. DeAndre Ayton plus minus, plus 16. Devin Booker's plus minus, plus 16 as well. CP3's plus minus, plus 26, 17 points, 15 assists. Yeah. That's crazy. Dario Saric, plus 15. Cameron Johnson, plus 12. Torrey Craig, plus 13. So everybody's contributing. Everybody. If you getting minutes, you got a plus. Pretty much. Besides the people who played in the fourth quarter because it was a blowout already. They was over there. They trying to get their stats up, But the people that played majority of the game, the main people, Every single person got a plus minus of over 10. That's tough, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. Denver got to get right. They got to relax off the 3-point line, drive, let you like. It's cool and all. Like, this is a 3-point shooting league, but don't let the whole offense go to that. You can drive, especially if you're down. Getting to the free throw line is your best friend. How you think LA made it a close game last series when they were getting blown out? They got to that free throw line, they start feeling it, and then that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're the defending champs, you got LeBron James, so refs is probably on your side. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. You got to the free throw line, you slowly build momentum, and you come back. And defense, man, you gave up 128 points. Come on.
123.
Oh, no. Yeah. 123. They got 98 points. But you gave up 123. Defense is a problem as well. But I said this. The guard position is weak defensively.
Right.
So Aaron Gordon, he wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. So the whole team just we had high expectations for the Nuggets. Can't really fault them really because of Jamal Murray. But even with Jamal Murray, the defense isn't still not there. Still not there. It'd be a closer game, but the defense is just not there.
I think they go to the conference with Jamal Murray.
Debatable. Because I still wouldn't have them. The only difference I would have in this series with Jamal Murray is that it goes to 7 games. Suns still win. It doesn't even matter. Suns still win. Because like I said, the defensive side, it matters. Defense wins championships. Simple as that. But hey.
You think Chris Paul wins a ring this year? He top 5 point guard?
Yes. First, yeah.
I mean, that ring talk with him is his biggest takeaway that he doesn't have towards his legacy. So
the thing is, this is probably his only chance to get a ring this year. The Suns are hot. The Suns are hot. It's looking like who knows if this same team will be here next year, and who knows if anybody's going to want to go to Phoenix. This is probably the best team he's had in a minute that can actually go far.
Well, Phoenix doesn't really have any expiring contracts besides him. He's the only one. He has a player option.
I mean, but it's like you saw Tyler Hero. You saw the Heat. Got to the finals. Next year we got hit with, or this year we got hit with injuries. Came back, got swept by the team that we beat on last year.
I don't think that's the same situation though.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
if we're talking based on
we don't know
leadership,
because of oh no, Chris Paul better leader than Jimmy Butler, and he's a better, better player.
For sure. But I'm saying they're both the same type of player when it comes to leadership. When it comes to putting a team on your back, that's what I'm saying. Well,
but it's easier for Chris Paul because he's a point guard.
Yeah. But it's the same concept though. Different players, same concept though. Look at Tyler Hero. We were looking at him like this, like man, like white chocolate. Oh my gosh, this and that. This year stunk it up.
I mean, the Suns don't really have a player who has like an ego and like wants to shine all by themselves. Besides maybe Booker, but Booker's a superstar.
But
everybody else knows their role. I think the problem with y'all was y'all didn't know y'all role this upcoming year. Like some
That's
players,
better.
some players,
Better.
some
That-
players on y'all team just thought they had a bigger role, and when it really wasn't. And plus, y'all have a lot of players who do a lot of the same things, like Dragic and Kendrick Nunn, kind of like the same type of player. You got Hero and Duncan Robinson. I mean, Duncan shoots better, but Hero's the better scorer. I mean, can't play both at the same time because they both don't defend well.
Yeah.
So I think it's different in Phoenix. You got a bunch of two-way players. You got Crowder now. You got Mikal Bridges. You got Jalen Smith, a young power forward. You got Dario Saric. You got Cameron Johnson. I mean, those guys all know their spot up. Their role is to spot up and play two-way, and you can interchange whoever's having a good game and whoever's not.
I don't know. I mean, I'm saying based off of them being so hot right now, coming off, you beat the defending champs. You're hot. You're blowing out the Nuggets. They're hot right now. I think, like I said, I think they're going to get to the finals, but they got to run into the Nets. Now, the only way they could actually beat the Nets is if one of the three go down.
One of the three is down.
One of the three. But this is how I see it.
And the Bucks, people were saying the Bucks, this is like the best team to go against. And I actually agree with them, the public, on this one.
Yeah.
But we see what's happening right now.
Getting smacked up.
Play tonight.
Play tonight. If they go down 3-0, it's a sweep. If they go down 3-0, it's a sweep.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee wins.
I don't know. But it's like if you got KD and Kyrie, that's winnable. If you got Kyrie and Harden, that's winnable. No. Yeah, if you got Kyrie and Harden, that's winnable.
Right.
But say Kyrie goes down, and you got KD and Harden still. I think you lose. I think you lose. But it's just like you can beat a team. You can beat the Nets if Kyrie is still in it. Because out of those three, Kyrie is the he is star. He can do his thing. He can drop 30, but it's like he can drop 19 too. It's like he can be on, he can be off. He's on majority, but there's times where he's off and he's off bad. There's times.
I mean, it's kind of rare this season. He shot 40, 50, 90 this year.
Yeah, it's rare. Yeah, it's rare. But there's games where it happens.
Okay.
Kyrie, if we're looking at the Nets and I'm looking at the big three, who's the two people I'm looking at the most? Who's the two people I'm worried about the most? KD and Harden. Kyrie gonna get his, but if I'm looking at the three of them, if I'm terrified of somebody, it's KD and Harden.
I think it's like that against the Suns because, I mean, oh my God, I don't even want to think of who's guarding KD. Jay Crowder. That's probably who they're gonna put. Jay Crowder, probably. I mean,
nobody's guarding KD.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I meant. Just matching up, like looking at him. I mean, Jay Crowder probably gonna just be there. I mean, sometimes Cameron Johnson. Then I guess shooting guard. I mean, where are you gonna put Booker? Joe Harris, I guess, the whole game.
I like
that.
That
means Chris Paul has to. Yeah, that means Chris Paul's gonna have to play defense, and he's older. And guarding Kyrie 1-on-1 around for what? How long? Kyrie probably plays like 36 minutes. I don't think Chris Paul wants to do that in the finals. And then if Harden comes back and play, even if he's at like 80%, Cameron Johnson, I guess.
I mean, I don't know.
Mikal Bridges on Harden. I mean,
I think the Nets rest Harden the rest of the series. I think the Nets know they're going to win.
They probably are. They probably are resting them.
I think the Nets know they're going to win, but they're only going to make Harden play unless they have to. I think they're just going to let Harden rest this series. as much as he'd probably like to play Giannis, the little beef. But
Yeah,
health
old
comes
beef.
first. Health comes first. But
Right.
hey, that's gonna wrap up this episode, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you answer that question down below if you want that shout out.
Mhm.
Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, we gonna be back tomorrow with my boy Donovan Wade.
Ooh.
Wade, can playoff P come back,
Ooh.
or is it gonna be Paul George? Who knows? Is Kawhi going, drop 40? Who knows? Mike Conley's out to game 2. He's out game 2. That could mean something. If there's a time to win a game, Clippers, it's now. It's now. But that's for tomorrow. So until then, it's your boys Juice and Lou, and we out of here. Peace.